The Orlando Magic were one of the best defensive teams in the league last year. They were third in defensive rating behind the Minnesota Timberwolves and Boston Celtics. Not many teams had as many versatile defenders as them in 2023-24, and now with the signing of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, they might be even better on that end next season. Now, KCP has always been a quality defender, but last year he truly was one of the league's best defenders. It was quite a surprise to me that he didn't make an all-defensive team, although in fairness, it would have been hard to leave off any of the 10 guys who did make one of those two teams. Still, he finished 17th in voting, so even if there was a third team, he still would not have made it. And why statistically that was probably too low was because opponents shot a 200 shot minimum league low 40.6% with him as the nearest defender, according to Second Spectrum. That was a career best mark for him. His previous best was 41.3% in 2015-16 when he was playing for Detroit. KCP in 2023-24 was the closest defender to 591 shots. So if you look at only the 201 players who were the nearest defender to at least 500 shots, the top 5 in defensive field goal percentage were KCP, OG Anunoby, Peyton Watson, Derek White, and Trey Murphy III. Other notables in the top 10 were Jaden McDaniels, Lou Dort, and Anthony Edwards. Another striking stat about KCP was that he heavily contested 56% of the shots he guarded, which was a career best as well. And on those 335 shots per Second Spectrum, opponents shot 35.8%, which was the second lowest mark among qualified players. Only opponents against Joel Embiid shot it worse with a heavy contest. KCP's technique, tenacity, determination, and instincts are all on display when he's on the job defensively. What's so impressive is that he was tasked with guarding the other team's best players regularly. Throughout the season, there were over 600 possessions in which he was matched up with Paul George, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, and Jalen Green combined, and they all shot lower field goal percentages than their season averages, with KCP defending their shots. The other thing that popped out to me was how good he was preventing opponents from connecting on N1s. As you see from these clips, he often made sure they weren't able to overpower him on their way up. KCP's defensive N1 percentage was 15.5%, which was a top 15 mark among qualified players. Offensively, he's going to give the Magic a major shooting boost. Orlando was last in the league in 2023-24 in total three-pointers made, and they attempted the second fewest of them. KCP shot 40.6% from downtown. It was the third time in the last 4 years he shot above 40%. Interesting about his shooting last year was that he was very efficient shooting from long distance off the dribble. With at least one dribble before a three-point shot attempt, he made 48.2% of them. Among the 139 players who took at least 50 of these shots, that was the second best mark. Only Grayson Allen ranked higher. The Magic, as a team, shot 29.8% from three-point distance off the dribble, third worst in the league. He's also very comfortable shooting from long range when flying around an off-ball screen, running in transition, relocating back to the three-point line, or just simply sliding around the arc to find open space for a jumper. In those situations in 2023-24, he shot 40.2%, the 18th best mark among the 77 players who took at least 75 of them, and that's according to Second Spectrum. The biggest thing, though, will be his more simplistic catching and shooting off kick-out passes from the paint. With Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner getting into the paint so much, having someone like KCP to spray the ball out to will be beneficial for them when they collapse the defense. KCP took 91 of these shots off kickouts from the paint last season, and he made 41.8% of them. From the three-point corners last year, he shot 43.4%. Orlando had the 7th worst percentage from the corners last year. In 76 games, KCP averaged 10.1 points, 2.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.3 steals, shooting 46% from the field overall, 40.6% from three-point range, and 89.4% from the free throw line, which ranked 11th among those who took at least 100 foul shots. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.